Good morning. It's Jonathan Barratt with this morning's debrief for February the 22nd. It's Monday morning. Obviously, Monday morning debrief, we have a couple of days off, so what we'll do is we'll recap what happened on Friday night, and then we'll have a look at some of the trades which we've been looking at. Okay, essentially the Dow was up 9.45 points on Friday night, or Saturday morning close for us. That's at 10,402. The S&P was up 2.42 at 11.09, and the Nasdaq up 2.16. The Russell up 2.3 at 6.31. A relatively positive close, and as you can see just by this little ticker chart, actually the consolidation there seems to be quite nice. So if anything there, things do look not too bad at all. Yeah, quite positive. Let's have a quick look at what's happening on Europe as well. And the Stoke was up, that was up 15. The FTSE was up 33. The DAC was up 41, and the CAC was up 21. So overall, you can see things are quite positive. We also had some positive data or expected data. Durable goods was good, and the night before that we had CPI, which was positive in the States. So all these things are indicating that people are feeling quite optimistic about what's happening with the market. So if anything there, all quite a positive front on that side. Let's have a look at some of the other markets now. And I guess the most important thing, look at our market, the SPY, basically up 1.26% in 58, which wasn't too bad. Actually quite a positive close there for the local market. And as you can see there, we're right against that resistance here. And there it is there, you can see it quite nicely. And we think if a break through that 466, then we could see upward momentum for the market. One of the key things here, I think, has been the governor's talk on Friday, which indicated that, well, interest rates look like they'll be going up, but will they be going up as fast as what we expected? And the chances are, and people are starting to feel, that perhaps they won't go up as quickly. That's given the market a little bit of a boost here. But all in all, you can see here from the daily chart, if we take out that 4,700, then we're onwards and upwards for a little while. So quite positive there. Let's have a quick look at what's happening with the dollar index and the US dollar. And as you can see there, it had quite a positive move overnight. Let's just have a look at that hourly chart. Move that up a bit there so we can see it. Quite positive up to 81.40, but actually peeled back a little bit. And that's going to be quite interesting because that 80.70 was the resistance we had before. And the fact that we're trading around here probably indicates that that burst for US dollar strength we had is coming to an end. And if we get a daily close below these areas, then we can start to think that perhaps all is not as good and we'll get back to a weaker bear market for the dollar. And that's obviously quite bullish for some of the others. So let's just have a look at where that Aussie's trading. There's that Aussie, as you can see, had quite a remarkable move. And I think that any dip can be well looked at as a buy order, buy opportunity. And I think back to that 89.50 you can get it, or if you just buy anywhere. We're actually long at the moment. And I think that if it breaks below that 88.90, we will be wrong. But I think that provides us with a good opportunity. Having a look at some of the other currencies, I guess more so the euro. And the euro in itself has had quite an interesting move. Once again, off on those lows. So dips will be looked at on buying the euro. And as you can see, it's had quite a move, really. And then you can see it did. So it does look as though there is a little bit of a low in place. So I think I would actually be going short dollars at the moment. But like with the Aussie, stops below that area there. So given that, how do some of the other commodities actually look? Well, this is an interesting one for crude. Crude's up, it's just trading below 80 US dollars a barrel. That's quite a very, very strong move and looks quite strong. So there you are there. And that's something we had looked at, and probably the expectations are any dip on that can be looked at as a buy opportunity. Same with copper. We're long copper. Copper looks good. There's the hourly chart coming up. And you can see that copper in itself is also ready to have a good bounce to the top side. So quite aggressive on that one. I guess the best one there is to have a look at the daily chart. And you can see why we think about it. It broke a trend, failed on that trend miserably, and now we're going up. So that does look quite positive for copper. And as you're aware, we rode that market down and reversed it round about here, and now we're seeing that rally, so we're quite happy there. Having a look at gold as well. Gold's been interesting. We did dip our toe in it on Friday night. Couldn't believe it, but we went through it. We saw that dip, and we actually picked it back up here. Now, that was not a real technical trade, but it was a gut feeling, and maybe that's just come out of just season trading. But we are long, and we're happy to buy dips on that little fella. Quickly on the corn. Corn in itself, we are long, as we know, corn, soya, and wheat, and basically we feel there it all is looking positive, but we are at the lower end of the range. So there's a little bit of a dip there, and as you can see there, looking for that price. There's a little bit of divergence here too, which is something to note. So probably expect some good things there. And we can see the same there for soya, and also the same there for wheat. But we'll just move on to that. As you can see that coming up. And there we go, just quickly. And a little bit of kick there. So really, if it's a weak dollar play that's going to come, then these commodities will start to look quite positive. So I think in my mind, let's go along the commodity trade. Okay, what have we got in terms of economic outlook? New vehicle sales in Australia, new motor vehicle sales, which will be quite important. And really, I think that's probably about the major bit of news we've got. We've got, not too much tonight, but we do have the Bank of Japan monetary policy meeting, minutes for January, so that in itself could be quite interesting. So I guess in a nutshell, what are we looking at? We're going to go long commodities generally. On a dip, we're long Aussie, we're long gold, and we're still long the grains. I'll stick with that trade. Keep an eye on the SPY. If we take out that 46.70 to 80, chances are that we're on a new leg higher. So I'll be looking forward to that one as well. So anyway, good luck, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.